and it's sort of like that. Oh, that's actually not my best. It might just be, oh no, maybe better. I don't know what I do. Oh no, that's what I do. That's what I do, sorry. So that's it. Something, one of these.
The way that I developed my autograph is we had a signing and I had not yet figured out how to write my name. So I made something up on the spot and said, I'll fix this later. That was 13 years ago, and it is the same signature.
Dang.
I wrote my name in cursive and then added an exclamation mark at the end because that's how I used to do my name before I got to the WWE. And nobody else does the exclamation mark, so I had to make it unique.
Exclamation point. And if I'm usually feeling pretty good if I'm interacting with fans, I'll also put a smiley face in.
Z-E-L, and then the thing. It's there. They look like goldfish upside down. I never noticed that, actually.
The thing about me is I've always had chicken scratch. So whether I take 2 seconds to do it or I take 2 minutes to do it, you still ain't gonna be able to read it.
I thought he was signing it with his offhand at first. When I first saw it.
Imagine.
It's just a scribble. There's a K in there, sometimes there's an O, maybe an S.
It's a fancy X, then a line, because you know X line means that's the rest of my name, Xavier, and then a W, and there's a line for the rest of that name, which is Woods.
The 619 became big, and then I would sign Rey Mysterio 619, and then I'll put the GMOAT, greatest mask of all time.
I mean this with no ego at all, but because I went from not being asked for a lot of autographs to being asked for a lot of autographs, some of the letters are missing. So if you look early in my career and see Cody Rhodes, you'll see the C-O-D and the Y. If you look now, you'll just see the C, and then we cut to the Rhodes. And then if you hand me something that's Stardust, that's a different signature. And I think sometimes they think I'm ribbing them. I'm not. Stardust was signed differently, if I was Stardust. I can't confirm.
It's nonsense. And then other times, if I'm going a lot, and it's a lot, it's just chaos, just anything, you know? I don't know what I'm doing, guys.
Yeah, I've had a few weird things to ask to autograph. That's maybe some undergarments, you know. I'll keep it safe here.
I say I signed some Paramore stuff, some Paramore merch, and foreheads. That's always my favorite.
I may have signed a prosthetic leg. I've signed people's bodies and then they've had it tattooed.
And that's a really incredible honor. Scares me a little too because I'm really worried that my signature won't be up to par. And you know, sometimes it's hard signing on skin.
I learned that I need to change my reaction to that because I think it's crazy. So I'm like, why you got that tattooed? And they're so proud of it, you know? And then when I scream at them, they're like, oh my God.
I mean, I've signed $100 bills before in the past. I'll put the Rey Mysterio, and right where that 100 is, I'll put the 6 before the 1, and then a 9 after the 1. So we turned that $100 bill into a $619 bill.
I have so many autographs. My favorite would have to be when I first met Ivory, because she wrote something very sweet to me about becoming a wrestler one day, and I was only 13, so it's my favorite one. I felt like it was a sign from the universe that it was going to come true.
A baseball that I have signed by the original all-women's baseball team, the Peaches, from the original actual players, not the movie actresses, the actual players. That one's, I would expect that not too many people have that.
I have a pair of gloves that Mike Tyson signed for me, and to me, those are like special, very special.
Kevin Nash signed a TMNT poster as Super Shredder, and I think that's probably the one I value the most. I also bought my mom a Johnny Depp autograph one time off eBay, and it has no certificate of authenticity, and it's very, very likely that it's fake, but she don't know.
I remember reading in the TV Guide some article about like if you write to these studios or you write to these TV shows that you like and ask them for an autograph, they'll send you an autograph. And I was like, what? You know, I'm 10 years old and I was super into like the X-Files and Seinfeld and all these different shows. And I remember writing to the studios and saying, "Dear Jerry Seinfeld, you know, I am a really big fan of your show and I would love it if I could get an autograph." And then sure enough, I had an autographed picture of the cast of Seinfeld, and I had it for years. But I think about that picture all the time, like, man, you know, wow. Not what would it even be worth now. It's not even what it's about. It's just like, man, I wish I had that laminated and put on my wall.
I think they just mean so much to our fans because autographs go a long way and can last a lifetime, and it's from our actual hands and something personal and something that we created that is now a piece of them.
It's a tangible way that you can have a connection to something that one of your favorite people had.
It means a lot. Like, I remember lining up for hours to get Mick Foley's autograph, you know, a long time ago, and I still have that shirt. If you took your time to come out to an event where I'm at to get my autograph, I'm gonna do everything I can to do it. Because back in the day when I try to show up for things like this, it meant a lot to me.
I actually love that they still matter to people. Technology kind of steps in the way. So now the new kind of autograph I think that kind of took over is the photo. But there's something like, I don't know, kind of romantic and nostalgic and beautiful about like, no, this is the human pen to paper or whatever it is. You know, it's just like, I don't know, it's more tangible than an image on a screen. I'm just realizing I have a lot more to say about autographs than I thought.
At the end of the night, I kind of make a habit to go around and try and sign as much as I can. I think it's really important that I give the props to the security team at WWE because as much as they may not love it, they are 100% accommodating of it and let me spend as much time with the audience each night I'm out there. To me, it's just my signature. To somebody there who's been there all night, it apparently means something more, and that's like the greatest gift. And I have a Leonard Nimoy rule. I always sign. You'll never catch me saying no.